Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to start sharing my digital bullet journal with you guys. It's finally July, so let's get started. First, I just open up my GoodNotes app on my iPad Pro and select my Good Vibes digital bullet journal from there. This is the first spread I'm doing in this digital bullet journal, so my index is completely empty, but I'm excited to fill that up. I just started by going to the first 2 pages in my journal and selected this citrus calendar I made for this month's spread and resized it to fit the page. I personally like just going through and selecting the different items I'm going to use throughout my journal and placing them on each page, and then I go back and add all the extra details and titles to each one. So right now I'm just going through and placing my habit tracker, monthly calendar, mood tracker throughout the entire spread, and then I'll come back and add all the details after I place everything. If any of these items do interest you, I do sell them all in my Etsy shop as printables for your physical bullet journal, or also as a digital format for the Good Vibes digital bullet journal that's also offered in my Etsy shop. I will leave a link for that in my description box. So now that everything is sized and placed on each page the way I like it, I went back to my monthly calendar, which is my second page, and added the July title to the top. I like the clean look that the text and GoodNotes gave, so I just chose to do that. After this was finished, I just went into my Procreate app where I had previously lettered the days of the week. I liked this font and I wanted to use it, so I just recolored it to match the theme. And after that, I exported it to my photos library and then opened it in my GoodNotes app so I could place it where I wanted it. Because it was the first time I had placed this, I did have to go through and individually crop out each one, but after that I just saved it to my GoodNotes sticker book so I can use it later, so it was worth the extra effort. After placing all of the days of the week on the calendar, I just went through with the pen and wrote the numbers for each day in each box in a matching color to the calendar. I personally like having a calendar like this throughout my spread so I can write important events or things that I want to see throughout the entire month in one place. So I just went through and numbered each box so I can fill it out throughout the month. After getting this calendar exactly the way I wanted, I decided to skip to the next page, which is my habit and mood tracker. For this habit tracker, I went into the second column from the top above the grid and just filled it out with all of the numbers throughout the month. So since there's 31 days in July, I just filled it out from 1 to 31 so I can track all of my habits, mood, sleep throughout that grid and know exactly what day it is. One of the things I've been loving about this digital bullet journal is that everything can be changed or moved around. So because I didn't like the way my numbers were positioned on the page, I just cropped them all, moved them over a little bit, and I like that positioning a lot better. I just moved up to the top, so I just went through and put the initial for each day of the week above the numbers so I can see them side by side. Next up was my citrus mood tracker. I just moved down to the key box below and drew out some squares that I could fill in for each color that represents each mood throughout this spread. Once I found a square that I liked, I just copied and pasted it so that they all look the same, because who doesn't like everything to be the same size and matching? After I placed them right where I liked them, I just went through with the text box in the same font that I had used for my calendar and placed each mood that I like using throughout the month next to each box. And after that, I just went through and colored just the random colors that I liked for the citrus theme next to each mood. After all my moods and the color codes are filled out, I decided just to fill out the first 2 days of the month because it's already July 2nd for me. So I filled out each section with the corresponding color for that mood I was feeling that day. I really like using the highlighter for this one because it falls right behind the image and it looks nice and clean and you can see the color really well. Next up, I moved back to my habit tracker and filled out the 4 boxes on the bottom. I wanted to use this type of layout, at least give it a try this month, because there are a lot of things I do throughout the month that I don't do every single day, but I still want to see how many days throughout the month I do them. So I decided to do 4 boxes with a calendar like that, and then every single time I do that habit, I can just highlight the day so I can see how it plays out throughout the month. And then for the 3 boxes next to the grid, I decided to go with habits, sleep, and water tracking. Of course, you can use these boxes for anything you like. If you'd rather do a mood tracker in the grid, you can do that. If you'd rather do an exercise tracker, you can do that too. So I just decided to keep it blank, and then I went through with the text box and filled out each one with what I wanted to do. Drinking my 8 glasses of water a day is definitely a struggle, so I decided to incorporate water tracking as part of this habit tracker to keep myself motivated. And of course, I decided to push myself a little bit and include an option for more than 8 glasses a day in case I do that. So I did do it from 130 ounces to 20 ounces. Next up, I just moved back down to those little calendar boxes and titled them with the different habits I do throughout the month that I don't do daily. So I chose to put self-care in there, different things like hair masks and face masks, which I want to do more often, and then gym and Pilates, which is something I've been doing throughout the month more often too. And then I went through and just tracked the first 2 days I had to just get that done and over with. Next up, I moved to my self-care log and just filled out one of the columns for that. It's been a busy month and July is definitely going to be busier, so I've been trying to incorporate more self-care, and I thought creating a log would be a great way to motivate myself to take care of myself more often. So I just filled out a day of self-care on this log before I moved on to my weekly spreads. One of my favorite formats for my weekly spreads is to go on to Pinterest and find some pictures that match the theme I'm doing. So for this month, I just searched citrus photography and found a few photos that I really liked and saved them to my camera roll. And after I found enough to fill up my spread, I just moved back over to GoodNotes and pasted those pictures right into my journal and organized them the way I liked. And after that, I just used some yellow days of the week stickers that I have in one of my digital download packages and just placed that throughout the spread, along with a few stickers that I made as well. So that about sums it up. I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, please give it a big thumbs up. It really supports my channel. And of course, if you want to see more digital plan with me videos, please subscribe. I do post a lot of fun pictures of my different digital bullet journal spreads and items in my Etsy shop on my Instagram page. And of course, if you want some more bullet journal inspiration, please check out my Pinterest. All the pictures I use throughout this spread I do have included in my bullet journal pictures folder on my Pinterest page.